Hello everyone. This is a Q&A at Romford Film Festival for Zipwharf. Yeah! Woo!
Lads.
We had a crazy turnout tonight, and we're happy to see it. This is one of the best films I've ever seen, personally. So I'm very, very proud of everyone who made it and who's come here, and yeah. So give it up for these guys. Woo!
So you say it's one of. So like in like your top 10, where would you put this?
It's somewhere between Barry Lyndon and Dog Day Afternoon.
Bosh. Tell you what, so first of all, do me a favour. Let's go down the line. Introduce yourselves and what you did on Zipwharf.
My name's Percy. I directed, I was one of the writers, and I also helped edit, and I acted a bit.
I'm Saba, and I was the head of the art department and did anything that Percy didn't know how to do, art-wise.
Hi, I'm Riley. I'm the cinematographer. I did a little bit of editing, and I did one little bit of music for the film as well.
I'm Jacob Burney. I was one of the writers, and I crawled out of a sofa as well.
So I do realise that we have quite a young team here, so this question might go a little bit over your heads, but you've all got Google, so you can do this later. Back in the day, there used to be these things called video shops. You aware of them?
No.
What I'm going to ask is, normally you used to get like a 3 for 2 when you went in for the weekend's films. There are 4 of you, so I'm going to ask for 4. I would like a movie from each of you that inspired you to want to be a filmmaker for our perfect night in.
It's hard to say something that inspired me, but I do remember like the first film I ever cried at, which was a 70s film called Silent Running, about 3 little robots and a guy who's going kind of crazy.
I think mine would have to be either Evil Dead 1 or 2. I like how stupid they are. And I like how handmade they looked. Specifically Evil Dead number 1, I think. I enjoyed that, and I enjoy making things like that. So, yeah.
I'm very into a film called Sorry to Bother You. I feel like it shares a lot of like stylistic traits with this film and art, like style in general, and it really just pushed me to go, oh, I can do this. This is cool. And I like movies.
Woo!
To be honest, I was never really that into movies until I started working on this film. But a film I've seen since that I really love is Natural Born Killers.
Gosh. This is your moment.
So what year was this film made?
What? Well, I guess I started writing it when I was like 19, which would have been in 2023. We shot it over the summer of 2023 and edited it into 2024, and then we released it for friends and family in a cinema in May or June, I think. You were there.
I know, but this is for the people.
What is the relationship here?
He worked on the film.
I wasn't.
So why do you make films? Why do you want to make films?
I don't know, they're good, innit? They're fun.
I mean that's as good a reason as any.
Yeah, you go.
Alright, you go.
Alright, what was the...
Are you reading from anything? Or are
No,
you
this is all just done.
So
Oh, there's a list?
What was, go for that one. Can you read my writing?
Yeah.
Go for that one. That's a good one.
What was the single moment of idea that sparked this story, and how did you know you just had to tell it?
What? I sort of, the party scene I had in my head before we knew what the film was going to be, I was like, I just want to have that scene be in something, and I sort of worked backwards.
The party scene with the Genesis?
The party scene was it was based on something that happened, it was based on a guy I met that I didn't like much. He was just kind of annoying. He kept saying that joke about
hormone.
The sweating more than the whore in the church house. He said it like 5 times that night. I heard him say it to different people, and it pissed me off so bad. I was like, this guy sucks.
So then, how did the rest of the team come together? You've obviously got this idea, you've got this story you want to tell, this movie you want to make. How did you get your team together, and what made you think that these are the right people to help me make it?
I was just making like loads of YouTube videos, and I was like, doesn't feel great doing this. And I was like, what if I just, instead of making like a bunch of like mediocre things, I made one bigger mediocre thing. So I just got together everyone I knew basically, like most of the cast, like everyone in that film is someone I knew apart from like the lead. Yeah, I like messaged like Jacob and another guy because we used to just like riff a lot, and I was like, yeah, do you want to try and write something? We're like, yeah, all right. And yeah, I just called it a lot of favors basically.
So from each of you as well, going down the line, what would you say, filmmaking's a journey, it's very hard to do, but you guys have done it, and it's up there on the big screen today, absolutely hats off to you, I could never do that. What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned about maybe filmmaking, but also, more importantly, about yourselves? And go down the line on that.
Yeah, I think it was mainly just like, I'd say the whole thing was a learning experience. Like, we are going to make another film, but we're not going to do it at all how we did this one. It's all about pre-production, I guess, which is what everyone says. But it is true. If you're prepared for everything, it's fine. And I think, yeah, we just need to take more risks as well, I think. I think we played it safe a lot in that film, which might be surprising.
I think I learned that I should ask for help more. I think doing anything artistic, I was doing it by myself usually. I think after doing Zipwharf, learning that it's okay to be like, help me, to friends and reaching out, not being scared to reach out to people. I think this film, there was a lot of, there's a lot of favours, very small budget, and nothing's wrong with reaching out, and if people help, take their help, and hopefully you can repay it one day.
Mine's kind of a rehash on Percy's thing, but I guess the biggest thing I had learnt is just like how to do it better. Because I look back on, as happy as I am with this film, there's a lot that I look back on as a cinematographer, and I'm just like, oh, I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have done that, and but like I wouldn't be at the place where I'm at now if I hadn't done this film and then worked on other projects in the year since and really upped the skill, and I feel like I can go back in for the next film that we're doing and just really blow it out of the water with all the new experience that we have.
Yeah, so like I said, I've never really done anything like that before, so I guess I just sort of learned I like it and it's good fun. Don't really, yeah, I don't want to do it more.
Oh, sorry, one second. What was not risky about it? What do you mean it was played too safe?
Just mainly with the camera, I think. I was like, for some reason, I was like, oh, I gotta just have like everything be like a wide that's like completely still. And I don't know why I even thought that. I think I was just like, just really into Werner Herzog at the time. I was like, oh yeah, you gotta not move the camera, but it also needs to not be on a tripod at the same time. That's how you make a film. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, to be honest. I'm not doing that again.
Filmmakers and creators are always extremely, they can see everything that's wrong with the movie, especially when it's up on the big screen. You can tell me all the things that are wrong with this film, and you guys are just starting out, so it'll be even more so. But what I like to do is flip that, and I want to know something from each of you, and you as well. What are you most proud of when you watch this movie on the big screen? What's that one moment, that one scene, that one line of dialogue that you are most proud of?
That's a good question. Why don't you start, Jacob?
He just likes making movies.
Everything with the I guess that not really we don't reference him as this, but the TV philosopher, the bald guy, just saying
we love
random stuff.
He's great.
That was great.
He's just one of my dad's friends, but he killed it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it has a lot of funny moments, but everything else is really bad.
No, I think I'm always happy with the animated scene at the beginning.
Oh, yeah,
that's always like, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This is the bit. We were going to have more animated stuff, but it was just like, there was no way. It took so long to do that one bit at the beginning. That was like, we did that with a friend I met online called Chevy, and it was just like, I never had sort of done animation on that scale before, but it was quite fun. And that's the bit I was like, yeah, that's good, yeah.
Okay.
Anyone else proud of anything we did?
I feel like, during the film, I feel like you can kind of tell that I'm like finding my footing because it was, very early on in like me trying to take this seriously. But I think there's just like the occasional, just like very striking shot that pokes through. Like I love this shot where Eli sees Anna for the first time, and it's just like his expression and the way I captured it is insane. There's just a couple of shots like that which I'm really happy with, and also just something that whenever I watch it with a group of people, I'm so scared of how people react to that scene with like the horse semen, because I was
I knew you were going to say
That's the
that.
best
I
scene.
knew
That's
you were
the
gonna
best
say
scene
that.
in the whole film.
I was just
It,
waiting.
I like it
fills
was
me
longer.
with so much anxiety.
That
when
used
it
to be
comes
twice
out.
as long, that bit.
It was better when it was twice.
It's better with longer, more horse. Yeah.
That's it.
Are you done? Oh.
Yeah.
I think I'm very self-critical, and there's nothing that I don't know, I find it hard to feel proud of myself, but I feel like this sounds kind of cheesy, but Percy's my partner, and I feel very proud of him. I think being his partner...
6 years, everyone.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from there.
Seeing kind of, well, being there for him emotionally, I think also seeing him create his first feature film was really amazing, and I'm very proud of him. So
I tell you what, let's have a round of applause for that.
I didn't do that much. I mean, normally when I watch this scenes I edited, and actually for the first one I left the room because it's just like I can't. But I'd say this time I did watch them and they were good. So it was the first time I watched them. I've seen this film about 4 times. The first time I watched them, I actually enjoyed the scenes I edited. So yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of the first time I've really felt kind of proud of this.
Yeah.
It was like the first time I was like, oh yeah, we did make a film.
It's
I
a
think
really good film.
enough time has passed where I can look back and be like, oh yeah, we made it. That's pretty good.
Question.
Yeah.
You talked a very big game.
Alright. I was using generic. What was the biggest challenge on set? What was the trickiest moment? You know, who's difficult personality? What comes to mind when you think, oh fuck, that was a hassle?
I was probably the most annoying guy to work with. I'll be real. I can't imagine how all these people put up with me. I was going out of my complete mind. You know, I was just like,
Not that bad.
I thought I was gonna die, man. But yeah, no, we had to deal with a lot of. I don't know if anyone's ever filmed stuff in London without any permits, but you get a lot of security guards with nothing better to do. Lots of people who threatened to call the police on us just felt like being in the street. You know, we caused an incident actually at the South Bank between the South Bank security and the BFI security. They were like looking at property lines because we got kicked out of the South Bank. I started arguing with the guy, and then some guys in suits appeared and cleared us off, and then we got some contacts at the BFI, and they let us film on the BFI bit of land, and then they came back, and yeah, they got a thank you to the BFI, you know, respect to you guys, but yeah.
So do we have any questions from the audience? You will have to throw your voice because we don't have any microphones on. Go for it.
Actually, so I've got this is also one of my best moments. But
Thank you.
a simple question: what was the original idea for the story? Like, what was the step trick to make this story? Because there's a lot of elements in it.
That's a good question. It's actually based on a true story.
We read it together, didn't we? We read it on
We
Wikipedia.
read a Wikipedia page. We're like, yeah, let's do that. But what was that guy called? Nick Russian.
Nick Russian, yeah.
So basically, the very first idea I had, I was like, I just wanted to have something about the phrase was like a young man's scheme falls apart. Was what we based it off, and we just did a bunch of research into different schemes and stuff to look for inspiration. And I heard about this guy, Nick Russian, who just faked doing a reality TV show for no reason. He just lied to everyone that he worked for a TV company, and he just put them all in a room and said, "You guys have to win £1 million by any means necessary." And he just left them. That's true. And I was like, "Oh, my thought was how did he get there? Why did he scam people without taking any of their money?" And we tried to work backwards. But I feel like the plot is kind of completely lost in this film. It's just a bunch of shit happening.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I was curious if the influencer character was based off of anybody in real life, or if it was more of just a amalgamation of multiple people.
Be careful, we try to monetize these videos.
So, you guys know Mr. Beast?
Mr. East.
He was kind of based on guys that are trying to be like Mr. Beast. Yeah, because we couldn't recreate what that guy does because he burns $20 million per video. But we're there's lots of guys who are just trying to emulate that, and with limited success, we're we'll do a guy like that. But yeah, I hate those people.
Right, so I'm going to wrap up with one last question, and that is, let's go with this one. If you could remake any one movie, and I want an answer from all of you, but if you could remake any one classic movie that you love and you know inside and out, however, every character in that movie, bar one, is a puppet. What classic movie would you remake with puppets, and who would the human character be?
Are they puppets or Muppets?
That's the same thing, really. Muppets?
No.
Don't get him started.
I think Muppets musical puppets. No, forget it. But no. Anyone else got an idea to start this off with?
I do. Audition by Takashi Miike. I think would be great.
Yeah.
Carrie appeared in my head.
Carrie, I like that.
Yeah.
Who would be the human's John Travolta?
Yeah.
Everyone knows him, but John Travolta's there trying to.
I do the Simpsons movie. Everyone's a puppet and Bart is a real person.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good show.
Maybe Pink Flamingos. Everyone apart from Divine is a Muppet.
I like that.
Oh, that's a really good show.
Oh God, pressure's on now.
Go on.
Top them.
I hate to. The zone of interest came into my head, but that's.
You can't say that.
I can't say that at all. So instead, I'm going to say, I don't know, old boy.
Old boy, yeah.
Let's say old boy. Why
Say
not?
old boy.
Yeah.
Right, guys. So, first of all, thank you so much for submitting your movie to our festival, letting us show it up there on the big screen today, and I'm going to let our man to my right take us out here.
Thank you very much. Can we get a round of applause for Zipwharf?